Hi, everybody. Good morning. Just one block for today, and we'll get started in just a minute. Morning, morning. One block for class today. You know, two is always great. You can always have two, but just one is needed. And we're going to go ahead. I have a blanket on my block just because it's, let me point to it, just because it's cork and it's kind of dense to sit on. So if you do have a cork block and you want to make it a little bit more comfortable, put something soft there. And we're going to start in a cross-legged seat with your non-dominant shin in front. So once you wiggle around, make sure you have enough support for your sits bones. Yeah. Feel free to roll your shoulders around, start to exhale. Just get a little wiggle out. Notice how your neck feels. You might even need to take just a tiny little twist to the left. Maybe even turning your head or slowly bringing your neck in. Just a little bit of free movement, and then you can exhale, turn to the right. Just so you feel like any tiny bit of stuckness that's with you is starting to unravel. And then come back to center, maybe even a few little cat-cows. This is really just so we can sit a little more peacefully. So as you move around through your spine, through your shoulders, through your neck, start to breathe. And then when you're ready, settle in. Close your eyes. And breathe out. And just see where your brain goes right after that exhale. Allowing yourself time and space. And another exhale. And see what comes up for you after this breath out. We'll do it just 3 more times. Simply focusing on an out breath. Relaxing your belly and shoulders. Another exhale, like your slow motion blowing candles out. And then one more. Find a light lift in your posture. And ease in your body as you're in your seated pose. And just some moments to sit to begin. If you've been practicing for a while, you might know to go right to your breath. Observe it both in and out. But also taking in how your body is physically receiving the breath. On your first couple intentional inhales, you can feel a little tightness. It's perfectly good to feel and notice that. And if you notice a lot of mental acrobatics, just be aware of it. You may also notice some sleepiness. Maybe you notice yourself being alert and attentive this morning. It's different every time you come down to sit. Your state of being is very different every couple seconds. And then after you take those observations, you come back to notice where your breath is landing in your body today. How it's landing both in and out. Some days the breath starts off as smooth, and other days it might start off a little more jagged, or even somewhere in between. You notice your posture. Can you make any adjustments? And now you choose to take in a little bit more air through your nose as you inhale, and a little bit more breath out as you exhale. It's just little sips at a time, inhaling, exhaling. Let's breathe in this way for just a little longer. Maybe you like that visual image of slow motion blowing candles out as you exhale. Really allow yourself to hear your breath. Three more slow rounds. And after this exhale, I want you to take a few swallows. And then move your jaw around, so maybe just 2 or 3. So you notice if you're breathing, it has at all dried out your mouth. It's just a way to have a little attention towards your throat. And when you're ready, bring your hands together at heart center. Keep your elbows soft to your sides. Interlace your fingers. Open your eyes up as you flip your palms up towards the sky or ceiling. Reach, reach, reach. Exhale, rounding back, pressing forward with your palms, cat stretch. Inhale, lifting up, letting your heart come forward of your shoulders just a bit, and then exhale, rounding back. So just start to move, little seated cat-cow, opening up through your palms. You can have your thumbs pointing straight down, helping the skin on your palms open up. Yep, just 2 more. Inhale, up. Exhale, pressing back. One more, maybe your arms come up and back a little bit more, and then big breath out. Hold it here, get all your air out, and just a little turn side to side. So try not to move your hips. Try to move from your belly button. Side to side. And then you're gonna lift your chest. Keep that side to side swivel so your shoulders stack back up over your hips. One more time each way. Ooh, and then release. Take your hands behind you, interlace your fingers, open up your lungs, knuckles down, chest and heart up. And your arms don't have to be super duper high. It's better to think about pulling your knuckles down, hugging your shoulder blades together. And then take a breath in. Slow motion, blow the candles out. Good, release your hands. Come forward, tabletop. Keep your block close. And then wide knee child's pose. Try to untuck your toes, get a little stretch to the front of your ankles, reach your arms forward. So let's go right into an active balasana. Feel your palms stretch again, press down and forward with your hands. Breathe into the sides of your waist, your lower spine. Remembering if your shoulders feel extra tight today, take a wide V with your arms so there's less compression, more space. Then inhale, start to walk your hands in towards your knees. You're gonna keep your knees as is, but walk your hands back. You can turn your fingers out towards 3 and 9 o'clock, and then a little bit of a lift up. I'm talking maybe 3 inches of your bum away from your heels. Lift up through your chest, opening up through your hip flexors, psoas, quads. And then exhale, gently set it down. Walk your arms out, and then back into active child's pose. As wide of hands as you need. And if your knees aren't so happy, feel free to lift your hips up so you don't have as much flexion in your knees. And then we're gonna do that 2 more times. Walk your hands in, walk them back. So it's somewhere between a hero's pose and a camel, rooting through your shins, lifting through your chest, waking up a little bit. Couple extra breaths here. Good, so your bum is off your heels. You're pressing down to the tops of your feet, your shins, and you can contract your glutes just a bit, feeling an extra front quad sensation opening. On your exhale, bring it down nice and easy. Walk your hands wide, take them forward. About 3 breaths here. One more. Walk it in. Last time here, walk it back. Now, you always have the option to stay a little lower with your hips. You have the option to go higher. No need to throw your head back. Keep your chin in towards your chest just a little bit so you're not crunching at the back of your neck. Yep, squeeze your glutes again so you feel your hip flexors open up. You can also make your arms a little longer by coming onto your knuckles, hands and fists, and then hug your shoulder blades together. Good, relax your jaw. It's okay to get a little weird through your face this morning. Last breath in, and then exhale, slowly sit it down. Walk it forward. We're gonna come right into tabletop, and then getting some circulation in your knees. Bring your knees under your hips, left leg back, left toes tucked. Stretch your calf. Let some blood come into your knee. And then switch, right leg back. Extend, extend, extend. Little press back through your heel. Good, one more time, each leg. Like you're trying to push a button. It's like big, remember those big buttons from Staples that says, that was easy. That's what I want you to think about, trying to press with your heel. Good, as you come back to the middle, open twist, keep your right hand down, open up through your left arm. And then exhale, left hand down. So we're just going open twist right here. Right arm up and open. And then exhale down. So one arm at a time, one open twist at a time. Good, exhale down. Now on these next few, as you lift up, you can let your hips, so your right arm is up, hips go to the right, kind of leaning to the side, and then right hand down. As your left arm goes up, so you're kind of sitting farther over to the side. Yeah, exhale down. So keep going, open twist with a little bit of extra side hip. Should feel this in the muscles around your hips, which are actually your glutes. We need those behind muscles. They help us walk, bike, hike, basically do everything. Couple more each side. Keep leaning over to the side with your hips. Should feel a little bit of that enlivening quality right here, right on the side. Good. One more time, each arm, and make sure you're breathing and lifting and not just haphazardly lifting or slapping your arm up towards the sky. Good, come back to center. Downward facing dog, toes under. Exhale, you can give a little hover, preparing your arms, and then pressing up and back. Bent knees, heavy head. Full breath. Good, can you reach the top of your head and right between your hands? So you're lengthening out through your neck, breathing fully through your torso. Inhale, step your right foot up between your hands. Exhale, bring your left knee down. And you might want to step your foot back for a second before you do that. Untuck your toes, bring it up to a low lunge. And you get to choose what to do with your arms. You can keep them on your right knee. You can reach them up. You can cactus them back. You can hold your own hand. Your choice. Full lift of your chest. Making sure your right knee is at your right middle toes. This is just our first one, so one more breath. Exhale, hands down. Tuck your left toes, lift your left knee. 3 steps, 3 little steps to get your left foot to your right foot. Hang down, exhale. 3 little steps, right foot back. Right knee down. Low Anjaneyasana, untucked back toes. And then just take a similar position in your hands. A lot of breath into your chest. It is so easy to forget to breathe, but it is also the most important. Look at your left knee, right in the middle of your foot. Good. Lift up a little higher through the top of your head. There you go. One more breath in. Exhale, gently release your hands, lean forward. Right toes tuck, 3 steps up. We're not in a hurry. Hang forward fold. But as you're in this forward fold, I want you to move yourself into the very middle of your mat. Very middle. So you have equal space in front of your toes, equal space behind your heels. And then go ahead and bring your big toes together. We don't typically take this more narrow stance, but we are today. A little gap between your heels. And then just again, exhale, continue to hang. If this narrower stance, which is Stamasthiti, feels too narrow, or you're feeling pinching at your lower back, walk your feet apart. Inhale, come up halfway, look straight at the ground. Exhale, forward fold. Tiniest bend in your knees as you inhale, reach out, stretch tall. And then exhale, bring your hands to heart center. Now, just with your right foot, and this is where you might have to make some adjustments on your mat, you're going to step forward, bend both your right and your left knee, and then exhale, turn to the right. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, it doesn't have to be one step, you're gonna take your right foot back. Now, it's still your right leg, you're gonna step back, Bend both knees, turn to the left. Inhale, center. Exhale, step back up. So it's just your right leg. Forward. Exhale, bend both knees, turn to the right. Inhale, center. Exhale. It can be one step back. Doesn't need to be, doesn't have to be. Right foot back, knees bend. Exhale, left. Inhale, center. So we're going to do this for a little bit. Effort in your quadriceps. Thoughtful when you bend your knees. So, right, I'm not doing this. I'm not going way forward. Turning as you exhale, releasing as you inhale. Remember, this is not synchronized yoga, so you're moving at your pace. You always turn towards your front leg. You can also use the ball of your foot to help you step. You don't have to Clydesdale it and just smack both that front foot down or back. It's nice to use the ball of your foot. So stepping back, bending, turning on an exhale. Now, it looks like some of you need to step a little further forward because I'm seeing some knees passing your ankle. I want you to totem pole your front knee. So both knees are bent. And if you can't see your toes, that's a signal you're in this too forward position. Yeah, and it can be a little odd to step that far forward. That's better, good. And again, notice if you're like whomping it down, you're trying to take too big of a bite, you might need to step, 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 wiggle around. It doesn't need to all happen at once. And it's still just your right leg. Well, you'll notice your front leg changes when you just move your right leg forward and back. Couple more. And this double bent knee lunge position is known as a carousel lunge. Don't ask me why. I'm not sure. But I'll try to find out so I can tell you guys next week. Maybe it has something to do with an actual carousel. I would hope so. Good. One more time, forward and back, each leg, or each side, excuse me. You're keeping your lower body as an anchor and you're turning from your belly button. Mm-hmm. And then you come back to center. Stamastitihi, big toes together, heels apart. I'm just turning so you can see, palms forward. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, tiny bend in your knees, dive down towards your feet. Inhale, lift up halfway. Shoulders together and down, everybody. Yeah. And then exhale, first plank pose. Walk it back and try it with your toes together. Right? I usually always preach feet apart, but today we're going to try toes together. Extra little lift of your hips, right? So you're not in downward dog, not an upward dog, you're not a stink bug, you're a plank. Look forward of your hands, squeeze, squeeze, squeeze your legs together, and pull your front hips, your front hip bones towards your lower ribs. Couple more breaths. You'll be just fine. You can do this. Elbows extended, knees extended. Last breath in. Exhale, knees down. Lower all the way onto your belly. 5 rounds of cobra. Look at the ground as you inhale, lift. Exhale, forehead lowers. Inhale, lift. Yeah, exhale, lowers. Now 3 more times on your own. Start to lift your hands off the ground. Maybe your legs naturally want to come up with you. Let them lift up if they do. No need to force them to stay down. Last one, lift and hold. Feel your elbows right in towards your waist. Good. Reach the crown of your head forward. Nice. Back of your neck is long, looking straight at the ground. Exhale, lower. You choose the kind of plank you want to press into. Knees up, knees down, feet wide, feet narrow. We'll meet in a high plank. Good. Exhale, downward dog, woof, woof. Big breath out, slow motion blowing the candles. Good, walk your feet halfway up, hands back. So again, you're in the middle of your mat. Samastitihi, big toes kissing, heels a little bit apart. Inhale, come up halfway. Good, exhale, fold. Inhale with a long spine, arms out to the side, reach to the ceiling or the sky if you're outside. Exhale, arms by your side. Hands at your heart. Shoulder blades back. Left leg now. Same thing, you're gonna step forward, middle, and then back. However, you're just gonna go in more of a pyramid stance. Exhale, come halfway down. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, step your way back. Inhale, step your left leg back. Exhale, leaning, just so your chest comes parallel to the ground. Inhale, up. Exhale, step. Now you do have to make a little adjustment of your back foot at a 45-degree angle. You'll always inhale, come up. Exhale, step back, kind of switch the angles of your feet. Now your left foot's at a 45, right toes forward. Good, so you're just stepping forward and back into Parsvottanasana, pyramid pose. It's okay to take that extra second to adjust your back foot to be at that 45-degree angle. Knees are bent, however, they are not fully locked. You never want your body to feel like it's gonna buckle on itself. Exhale, hinging from your hips. Yeah. Inhale, lifting up so your shoulders come right above your hips again. Nice, everybody. Now, it's not a warrior pose, right? We're not taking the biggest step back. It's just about 2.5 feet between your front and back foot. And you can step it wide. It doesn't have to be directly back. Your hips might need a little bit more space to be able to angle straight ahead. Good. We're gonna keep going, keep moving, keep breathing. Notice if you always take one step forward and one step back. Maybe you try 1.5. The ball of your foot is there to help you. The bend of your knee is there to help you so you can softly land. And that's why we have knees and elbows, is to help us absorb the shock of any movement we decide to make. And then as we take our last couple, push your hands together. Remember your upper body needs some attention too. Spine extended. And then take about one more forward and back with your left foot. Just feel some length in the back of both of your legs, all the way from your hip foot, not your hip flexors, your hamstrings, down to your calves. We'll come back to the center when you're ready. Toes together. Inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale, slice to the middle, bend your knees, and come down toward your feet. Inhale, chest parallel to the ground. Exhale, second plank pose. Maybe you like that sensation of your toes together and you want to keep that for this one. Maybe you want to feel a little more supported in a different way, feet wide. Steady in your breath. Maybe it helps you to close your eyes. Relax your jaw. Easy in your face, as easy as you can be. Pull your heart forward of your shoulders just a little bit. 1 One more breath in. Exhale, knees down. One elbow down at a time. Moving into Sphinx pose. So then you softly let your quadriceps, your hips come to the ground as you lift your chest. Good. Bring your elbows back a little bit. Bend your left knee. Bend it. Left hand, inner or outer ankle. And then very gently, you're going to bring your foot a little bit to the outside of your hip. But again, this is mainly for your quads. You don't have to go straight back towards your bum. You can go a little bit out to the side. Good. Now watch if you're getting dumpy in your shoulder. Try to stay lifted in your chest. Yep. Maybe you bring it in a little bit more. Maybe you definitely don't. Everything is optional. And then push your quad, your thigh, back down into the ground. If you at all feel this in your knee, it means your heel is too close in towards you and you need to back off a bit. Good. One more breath in. Exhale, gently release. Come back to the middle. Sphinx pose. Elbows as wide as your shoulders and right underneath your shoulder joint. Dun, 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 dun. 1, 2. Heart up. And then to your right side. Bend your right knee. Remember, your left arm is there to help you. Support. Reach around for your inner or outer ankle. Gently bring it in and slightly out to the side. There's 2 different kinds of half frog poses. This is one of them. The other one is on your belly with your leg out to the side. That's more for your hip socket. This is more for your quadricep. Keep your chest up. Gently, you can bring your heel out to the side just a touch more. Not to the point where you feel like you want to scream. That means it's too far. Not even silent screaming, you know how you want to be like, ah. Not there. Just a little bit. Not too much. A little bit more lift in your chest, everybody. No dumpy shoulders. One more breath in. Exhale, slowly release. Come back into Sphinx pose. Hands on the ground, fingers forward, and then a little bit of seal pose. So you lift your elbows, exhale, tap them down. Now, if you immediately feel lightning bolts at your lower back, you're going to stay right here. If you need to make it lower and just your elbows hovering off the ground, that's great. So it's an inhale up, exhale, elbows down. Nice. A little slower. A little slower. Some of us are going real fast over there. I see you. There you go. All right, and then you find your lift. This is just the fun part. You're gonna bend your knees, take your knees a little wider, and then kind of clap your feet together like a seal. Oh, get it? That's why it's called seal pose. Good. Let your feet come together. Come all the way onto your belly. Stack your hands, rest your forehead. Take your knees a little wider, and then butterfly on your belly. Let your big toes drop down. We're only going to be here for about 6 to 7 breaths. But your hip sockets need some attention. Because we're going to go back to standing after this. Your feet do not have to touch the ground ever. Try to keep your entire foot touching, so heel to heel, ball foot to ball foot, toes to toes. You can even, right, like you try to hold your own hand, it's a little harder. Hold your own feet. It's hard to wiggle your toes between each other. It's not impossible though. Ooh, one more breath in. Exhale, hands slide underneath your armpits. Right from here, you press up and back, wide child's pose. Inhale, tabletop. Exhale to the good old downward facing dog, up and back. If you have anything going on with your shoulders today, you're dealing with an injury, they're feeling like they have 20 bricks on each side, just stay in downward dog. If you aren't, you feel good, shoulders feel safe, stable and safe, Lift your right hand up and reach for your outer left calf. So you're gonna twist your downward facing dog. You can also do this in a tabletop and just reach back for your calf. And it's way less on your left shoulder. Good, release your twists on an inhale. Find both your hands and your feet before you decide to twist on the other side. And then left hand up, reaching for your outer right calf, turning at your upper torso, so from your belly button to your chest. And again, you can be knees down and just reach and still get the same twist. Unwind on an inhale. Exhale, big bend in your knees. And just take the tiniest little hop up with your feet. So more of your bum up in the air. Knees are bent as you lift and as you lower. Again, your knees are there to help absorb a little bit of the shock. Try to keep your elbows straight. Nice, everybody. Do 2 more. It should be energizing. 1 more. Soft landing. There you go. Walk your feet halfway up, hands halfway back. Big breath out, exhale. Inhale, come up halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reach out and up. Your feet can be apart, your toes can be together. Exhale, cactus your arms, lift your chest. Inhale, arms up. Palms touch. Exhale, hands down through your heart. Step up with your right foot. Bend both of your knees so you find that carousel lunge. Check out that front knee. Exhale, turn to the right. We're gonna hold it a little longer. Arms out to a T. And that's really gonna help you open up through your shoulders. And you look anywhere you want. You wanna look straight ahead, great. You wanna look to your right thumb, amazing. You wanna look to your left thumb, do it. So hug your inner thighs. Nice, take your right hand to your right or your left hamstrings, and then left arm up and over. Inhale, come back up. Exhale, hands to your heart. Inhale, unwind the twist. Step back with your right foot. Ooh, and just feel your quads, shake them out a little bit. Anytime your knees are bent, these puppies are working. Yeah, so you might need to relax them a little bit and make sure you have enough space, right foot back. Same thing, bend your knees. Find that safe stack. Lift up through your chest. Exhale, turn left. Some of us need to bend our back knee a little more. There we go. Arms out. Straight out from your shoulders. This is known as water wheel. So your left hand is coming towards your right hamstrings, right arm up and back. Yep. Bend that, keep that back knee bent. Ooh, feel your quads working. Inhale, come back up. Arms out to a T, still in the twist. Exhale, hands to your chest. Inhale, unravel. Then step it up. Woo, shake out your legs. One more time. Now with your left foot, you're gonna step back first. So you're not doing the same side. You should be on the other side now. Bend your knees, turn to the right. Extend your arms, shoulders down. Right hand, left hamstrings, left arm up and back. Hug your inner thighs together to keep you balanced. Good, inhale, come back up, arms parallel to the floor. Exhale, hands to your heart. Inhale, unravel. Step up with your left foot. Yep, shake it out. Dun, 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 dun. Step forward with your left foot. And your back heel should be lifted. Yeah, exhale, turn. Inhale, open up. Squeeze your inner thighs so it feels like your hips are getting real close to each other. Left hand down, right arm up and over. Pull your right shoulder down so your neck stays long. Last 2 breaths. Inhale, come up, arms out. Exhale, close your palms together. Always unraveling on an inhale, step back. Woo, this time you're literally gonna take a hold of your thighs and move them off your thigh bone. So kind of shake them side to side, all the way up towards your hips, all the way down towards your knees. And then you can give a gentle little pat, pat, pat with your fists. But again, you want your knees to be bent, because if you pat too hard and your knees are locked, you'll probably buckle and crumble to the ground. And I don't want you to do that. Now take it to the sides of your legs, so your hips, all the way down to your outer knees, but please don't do this on your outer knees, just towards it. You're gonna skip over your knees, go down your outer calves, bend your knees, and then to the back of your calves. Keep your feet grounded so you're steady. And then to your hamstrings, tap, 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 tap. Lift your chest, get your bones, start to stand up. Right, your bone muscle needs attention too. And then you're gonna go to your outer hips. Tap, tap, tap. Outer waist, outer ribs. Da, 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 da. Upper chest, Tarzan. Pec muscle, so more towards your armpits. And then you're gonna take your left hand to your right shoulder, top of it, tap, 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 tap. Down to the back of your shoulder, just a little bit, so you're kind of crossing your elbow. Make sure you can still breathe. And then switch, right hand, top of your left shoulder. It's a good tap. Don't be overly aggressive, but don't be too late either. Back towards your shoulder blade. Shake it out, let it go. Mountain pose, eyes closed. Big breath out. Inhale, stand a little taller. Exhale a little deeper. One more. Inhale, reach your arms out and up. Touch your hands overhead. Exhale, bend your knees, dive it down. Halfway up as you inhale, longest neck you can take. And then exhale, third and final plank. Third one, last one. Oh, you only had to do 3 today. It's really not that bad. Good, look forward. Breathe in and out. Energize your knees. Keep your elbows nice and extended. And then this time, right into downward facing dog. Exhale. One more standing pose to do. Walk your feet up so you're in the middle of your mat. Hands back. Equal standing, so that means big toes together, heels apart. Samastitihi. Little tuck of your chin, stretch to the back of your neck. Inhale, come up halfway. Exhale, fold it down. Inhale, reach it tall. Exhale, float your arms down, hands to your hips. All right, we're going for a twisted triangle. Right foot forward, back foot at a 45. Reach your left arm up. Let me move the camera a little bit. So your right hand is on your right hip. Your left arm is up to the sky, ceiling, depending on where you are. You're gonna reach and turn to your right. Reach, turn to your right. Reach, turn to your right. Now you can land your left hand on your thigh, your shin, over your right foot. This is where your block might come in handy, or to that baby toe side of your right foot. So you're turning from your belly button. The last thing you're gonna do is reach your right arm up. Take your time. Now get those sneaky shoulders away from your ears. Yeah. You don't have to lift your right arm up. You can look anywhere where you feel stable. So if that means the ground, if that means the camera, maybe the camera, if that means the ceiling, the sky. Nice job keeping a little bend in both knees. And it feels very zippy in the outside of your right thigh. For some of us, it's going to be our IT band. For others, it's another area called the TFL. If you're like, I don't know what that is, you can Google it later. Good. So you want to feel your hips really hug in towards the center, inner thighs towards the center. Inhale, reach up a little more. Exhale, chest back. And then you'll unwind because it's a twist on an inhale and just fold over your front leg. Fold over your front leg. Yeah. Nice, everybody. Big blowing candle breath out. Good. Come up halfway as you inhale. You can walk your hands up your right leg. Hands to your hips, push to your feet. Inhale, come up to stand. Now, if you use a block, you might want to pick it up, but you're just going to simply pivot your feet and turn to the other side. So easy, right? You didn't have to chaturanga in between. Left hand to your hip, right arm up. And again, it's about twisting and extending at the same time. So you're going to go to the left, reach. Go to the left, reach. Go to the left, reach. And there's nothing wrong with staying up really high. You can go down lower. You can spider web your right hand over your foot or to the outside or to your friend the block. Good. And then you choose what to do with your left arm. Nice. Looks like everybody's back foot is angled at a 45. I can't see some feet. So just make sure it's at a 45 and not straight ahead. Think about your hips hugging together, inner thighs hugging together. Good. Fingertips straight up towards the ceiling. And then get that shoulder down away from your ear. Good. I like that some of us have our hands on our lower back. It's a great thing to do. Last 3 breaths. Is your neck somewhere you could hold it for 4 minutes? We're not going to be here for 4 minutes, but that's what you should think about when you rotate your neck. Is it sustainable? Yeah, change it if it's not. Because it's a twist, unwind on an inhale and fold over your left leg. Good. The teeniest bend in both knees, always and forever. That's the only thing you ever remember from me, that I've done my job. Good. Come up with a half lift. Walk your hands up your left leg. Press to your feet. Come all the way up to stand. Shoulders up, back, and down. Good. Wide-legged forward fold. So pivot, parallel your feet, slight pigeon toe in. Gonna go upside down for an entire minute. If this is the upside down you want to take, great. If you have a favorite or another way you want to go upside down, if you practice any kind of head, forearm, or handstand, and you want to use any support, like a wall or a beam, your time to go upside down, and it should be around 10 breaths. This is a good time to take your breath in and out through your nose. If you are going onto your head, remember, neck as long as can be. Breath as steady as you can be wherever you are. And see if you can actually count 10 rounds. Neck, 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 long, long, long. Because when you go upside down, things shift. So you have to have something to focus on, and that's where your breath comes into play. If you're unsure how many breaths you have, take about 3 more. Slow them down, right? Speeding them up doesn't mean you should be done any earlier or that you get to just glaze through it. If you are on your hands, forearms, or head, start to come down. Meet us in Prasarita Padottanasana, wide-legged forward fold. Good. Come up halfway, lighten your fingertips. Halfway lift with your chest, shoulders back and down. And exhale, fold. Walk around towards your right foot. So you're in that runner's lunge position. Left knee down. Left knee down. Good. Start to walk your right foot a little wider. So you're going to come into a lizard lunge. But turning your right foot and your right knee out to the side. So I'm going to come up a little so you can see. So you're externally rotating. You're going to stay leaning forward. You can use your block to lift the ground up higher. You're going to keep your chest up. I'm going to do it this way so you guys can see. So turned out, hips and pelvis heavier towards the ground. Nice. You should feel a little stretch in your right inner thigh. This is all optional. Bending your left knee. So you want to be more on your thigh than your actual kneecap. And that might be plenty for your quad. You can take your right hand and connect back. You can absolutely not do that too. Again, you shouldn't be on your kneecap. You should be on your thigh. Push a little bit more with your left hand so your shoulder gets away from your ear. Yep, so it's your right hand to your left foot. And also there's a twist. One more breath in. All your air out. It's a twist, so release on your inhale. Right hand. Support yourself with your right hand. Release your leg, and then you're going to come into a half split with your right leg completely externally rotated. So your toes, your knee, your hip, all the way turned out. Feels real weird. And then inhale, foot up, knee up, hip up. So you're more in that traditional half split. And then you can take a slight hinge from your hips, keeping your chest open. Good. Fingertips or flat hands down. Sweep your right knee in. Exhale, sit back to a closed knee child's pose. Support your head in some way with your hands or your block. Yeah, we're trying to get right at your quadriceps, hip flexors, psoas. Last breath here. And inhale, tabletop. Nothing complicated, just your left foot up. Right knee back. And then walk your left foot a little wider as you start to turn your left knee, your left toes out to the side. Yep, you can use the block, you can use the ground. You can also use your forearm down as you bend your right knee, optional. Stay right here. Or left hand towards your right foot. But you want your thighs, instead of being like this, parallel and perpendicular, if you're like this, you're going to feel it on your right kneecap and it feels pretty crappy. So you want to try to let your hips come forward, thighs at more of a diagonal. So again, you're not on your right kneecap because it's small and it's pretty delicate. Push the ground away with your right elbow or hand. Yep, twist from your navel. And notice, do you need to bring your heel in a little more on your back leg? Do you need to back it off a little bit? Do you need to breathe? Oh, maybe, probably. Last 2 breaths. This is a great one for, right, being active out there. When it's summertime, we start to move around a little bit more. So that means we also need to give a little bit more time and space for poses like this. Unwind on an inhale, release your hand, left hand down so you can support yourself. Shift back, Ardha Hanuman, straighten your leg, but your toes, your knee, everything's turned out. Chest up. Breath out. Neck, where's your neck at? Where does it need to be? How does it need to be? Breath out again. Good. Toes up, knee up, hip square. Sweep your left knee back. Cross your ankles. You can sit back. Stretch it out. Oh, you made it to the ground. Yay, you. Bounce your legs up and down. Give your hamstrings and calves just a little bit of softness. And then sit up, wiggle up, find your sits bones. You can either do this by rocking side to side or take your hand and move your flesh out. We've all got it. Move it out. Sit it down, sit up tall. And then exhale, like we did earlier, hands out to 3 and 9 o'clock. All you're gonna do is just a little lift of your chest. So you don't have to be in a perfect 90-degree angle. You can lean back, hug your shoulder blades, get your lungs to open up a little more. Chin is still pretty into your chest. None of this, please. Good, and then you can walk it in. Try to keep that nice tall posture. Exhale, scoot it forward. Give yourself a check. Round it down. Peeling one vertebrae at a time. And it can be nice to pick up your feet. So you can let your head, neck, and shoulders come to the ground. Fingertips, knees and toes towards the ceiling. A little bit of dead bug. Straighten your legs up towards the sky, up towards the top of the ceiling. So you're not really trying to force any kind of extension here. Knees, elbows, wrists, ankles, fingers, toes, all pretty soft. Right? Dead bug pose. Just kind of hanging out, just there. Breath out. Arms over your head. You can start to get a little active. Fingers, wrists, elbows. Good, and then a little active in your legs. Knees, ankles, toes. Relax knees, ankles, toes. Extend, knees, flex your ankles, spread your toes, and then relax. So your upper body's fully on the ground all the way from your skull to your sacrum. You're just working with your legs here, extending and hinging. Some of us still have our arms up towards the ceiling. That's all good if you want to stay there. But you can let your arms rest over your head. One more time. Good. Now, heels towards your bum. Knees bend. Feet softly find the ground. Breath out. Walk your feet wider. Then let your knees knock in together. Constructive rest pose. Bend your elbows so your forearms stack. Your kind of hands on each shoulder blade. And then you're just basically making a pillow for your head. So your head should be on your forearms. Yeah, knees knocked in together. Breath in and out. Start to settle down. Notice maybe the heaviness that's presenting itself at your sacrum. And it's okay to feel that. Your sacrum is where your torso and your legs meet one another. So there might be a lot of pressure that's built up there. Breath in. Blow the candles out. Lift your arms and head at the same time so you're supporting your neck. You shouldn't have any pressure doing this at your neck. Switch your forearms and then lay your head and arms back down. Yeah. Switch your legs from constructive rest into butterfly. If butterfly feels like too much on your hips, you can just cross one shin in front of the other, like you're sitting cross-legged. Some way to let your hip sockets soften. Now as you're down on the earth, get to release effort and begin to accept ease. And for some of us, that is the hardest thing to do. Let go of basically productivity, and to just allow quiet and space. That quiet and space can give you more energy and more calm. Which when you are productive, can make you even more efficient. Really allow yourself to rest. It will actually help you find a little bit more when you are active and efforting. Feel free to release your arms. You can rest your arms by your sides in more of a traditional Shavasana stance. You can release your legs at any time. And just stretch out for these final minutes. Again, welcome in the ease. Welcome in quiet time to rest. Take a deep breath out. You are more than welcome to stay here as long as you need. It is just a little past 8 o'clock Mountain Time. You're on Eastern Time. It'll be 10 o'clock. This is where we're going to end our practice today. There is no need for you to have to connect back to the screen. If you have a couple extra minutes, I'm going to encourage you to stay here and stay as long as you need, as long as you'd like. A little mental moment to thank yourself for making this time and space to practice with each other, with yourself. And thank you for allowing yourself to share your practice with me this morning. Stay here as long as you need. If you need to chit chat, want to talk, want to message me, you know where to find me. But stay or